Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is Painting Bananas from Life by Julia. I'm using ArtRage. I like it because it's a 3D painting program. What I mean by 3D is you can actually see the paint strokes. And well, here I'm just sketching it out. It's on my table and I'm watching it. But when a painting is still life, draw it out first. Pretend you're a bug on the surface of the object you're drawing. That's what my teacher used to say. And only look down at your work when starting or finishing a line or a contour. Feel yourself pushing down on the line when going back into the distance, and lighten up on the pressure where the object is closer to you. I'm inspired by the Impressionists. I like to think about value and temperature when I paint. They painted in one area at a time and didn't jump around, comparing one dab next to another, always thinking of value and temperature. I like to get my shadows in first, see, like I'm doing here, then my mid-ranges, and finally my highlights. For shadows and highlights, instead of using color like the basic color and adding black to it or adding white to it for the highlights, use cools and warm colors. So I'm using a green instead of a dark yellow, which would be a brown, let's say. That would be boring. So I'm using a green instead, or you could use a purple, which is yellow's complement. That would make it really dynamic. But I'm using green here for the shadows. And then later on you'll see when I paint the highlights, I'm going to use warm colors. So that's basically it. See here, I started adding some dark blues for the butts of the banana. You know, really deep, dark navy blue, because they look very dark. So that's what I added there. Midtones, I go with the actual color of the object. In this case, the bananas weren't green, they were yellow, so I added the yellow color. And you'll see I start to add some orange to flavor the color. You can think outside the box, you know, and jazz it up a little. With the orange, and it looks crazy right now, but in the end it'll all come together. even the shadows have lighter areas about them. So if you see me here painting like a lighter green in the underside where the banana underneath the other one, you know, is sitting, then that's why I put the lighter green there, because it's reflective. It's a reflective light from the other banana. And I start adding my deep dark shadows, and again I use that dark indigo blue to really make the bananas pop. Then there I'm adding my cast shadow, so I'm using a blue gray. In the colors that are further behind, like the wall is behind the banana, so you want the color to be less saturated. Remember, what's closer to you is more saturated and darker in value and temperature, and what's further from you is less saturated and lighter. So the value is lighter and the saturation is less strong. And again, I'm using a chromatic color for the background. And see here, at first I add a greenish tone, then I go over it with another darker tone, because everyone makes mistakes, and that's okay. Once again, when I get to the plate, I start with the shadows first. So I'm using a deeper red, but a little less saturated. And then you see I'm adding light blue in the shadows, because even though it's got a light value, it's a cool color. So cool colors reside in the shadows. And you'll see over the red parts of the plate, I added yellowish color lines, because that's warm, that's where the light hits. So those highlights will be warm. So highlights in the shadows are going to be cool colors with a lighter value, and highlights in the warm areas will be warm colors with a lighter value.